Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to the 2023 postdoc ceremony. Thank you all for making the time. I'm Andre Christomizal. I'm the Vice Provost of Graduate Education, Dean of the Graduate School, and Director of the Office. So today we recognize and celebrate our exemplary postdoctoral fellows and faculty mentorship. Before we get to the awards, I'd like to first thank the leadership of the PTA for all of the hard work they do to support our postdocs. It's been a pleasure working with them, and in addition to the things that the OPA does, like the new postdoc coffee series, helping to bridge the gap that postdocs pointed out to us between BU and BUC by offering an additional orientation, humanities, grant writing series for postdocs in those areas. We're really very grateful to be an active part of postdoc life in both the training that you get and also bringing us all together as a community. One example of that initiative in conjunction with the PTA is the Speakeasy Talk series. The Speakeasy allows postdocs to tell their scientific stories in a casual, fun environment. This year, the OPA and the VPA have hosted 6 speakeasy events with 7 speakers presenting. Following each presentation, then the postdoc had a chance to know and enjoy each other's company. We're excited to continue to grow this event over the next year and to add others. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Daniel Berenbaugh, President of the Vanderbilt Postdoctoral Association, to say a few words about the VPA and other initiatives that they put together.
Thank you, Dr. Christomizal. So the Vanderbilt Postdoctoral Association, or the VPA, is an organization whose primary mission is to provide support for Vanderbilt University and Vanderbilt University Medical Center postdoctoral fellows. To accomplish the official goal of facilitating professional and personal development of its members by promoting scholarly learning and social activities, as well as providing its members a forum to communicate ideas and advocate for issues. The VPA Executive Board is democratically elected annually. This board consists of around 10 members, which include a president, vice president, and chairs of committees focused on community building, scholarly advancement, career development, and postdoc advocacy and equity, diversity, and inclusion. We currently serve over 250 BU associated postdocs and almost 200 UMC associated postdocs. The postdoc career stage is often seen as a transition of the person from an educational to a professional phase of their career. However, on a broader scale, postdocs are integral to the continued education of undergraduate and graduate students, as well as critical members of the research enterprise. We are currently experiencing a shift toward new opportunities for people who have completed their PhD or other terminal degree. An ever-expanding proportion of scientists are finding careers in what we call industry jobs. We are also seeing new niches arise in consulting, healthcare advocacy, analytics, lobbying, and in government itself. Our colleagues in the humanities are adapting to a rapidly changing society that sees technological innovation affect many aspects of our life, from the day-to-day to society-wide paradigm shifts. The VPA is working to learn how to support these individuals in exploring these new and exciting careers. In a time where many people in this country are reconciling the increased cost of living with unchanging compensation, postdocs too have felt this pain. Worries felt by every family related to parental leave, childcare costs, unaffordable rent increases, and a shrinking in job opportunities in traditional academic job markets are serious concerns the postdocs too must balance while trying to advance their career. The VPA serves as one of the few advocacy voices on campus. Furthermore, the VPA puts concerted effort into creating a welcoming environment to postdocs who come from other countries and cultures who must adapt to a new life here in Nashville. As the world returns to life more similar to one pre-pandemic, the VPA has put engaging the postdoc community as our primary goal for this year. We have made changes to our annual fall symposium, which include a resource fair and alumni panels. Our career development chairs have established a closer working relationship with the Brett office to facilitate connections between postdocs and industry leaders. Excitingly, our speakeasy program has taken off with increased attendance at each event. In all that we do as part of the VPA, we must acknowledge the Office of Postdoctoral Affairs, without whom none of this would be possible. We would like to thank Dr. Christy Mizell for providing the space and opportunity for the VPA to accomplish its mission. We would also like to thank Faith Bishop, who I've grown to know quite well over the past few years of working together. She is perhaps the most undervalued individual whose role is critical to postdoc success on campus and furthermore the success of the VPA. Working alongside Faith, we would also like to thank Andy Evans, who has rolled with the many quirks and idiosyncrasies that come with the postdoc population and has been an incredibly welcoming presence. Lastly, I would like to thank my fellow colleagues on the executive board who have done an amazing job over the past year. Today, we would like to celebrate individuals who have contributed to fostering the Vanderbilt postdoc community. And for that, the Vice President of the VPA, Dr. John Schimway, is going to share with us the awards that are being presented today.
Thank you, Daniel, for that introduction and our awards being presented today. First is the Postdoc Mentor of the Year Award. For this award, nominees must be current EU or VMC postdoctoral fellows, scholars, and trainees who have served as a mentor. This individual must demonstrate willingness to share expertise and advice, support the mentee's current stage, and advancement toward the mentee's chosen career direction. Serve the community on large, including other mentoring activities and demonstrate excellent scholarship within their own career. Next is the Faculty Mentor of the Year. For this award, nominees include anyone who has served as a mentor to the postdoctoral fellow, scholar, or trainee in our Vanderbilt capacity. Similar to the postdoc mentor of the year, this individual must demonstrate willingness to share expertise and advice, support the mentee's current career stage, and advancement towards the mentee's chosen career direction, serve the community on large, including other mentoring activities, and demonstrated excellent scholarship within their own career. Next, the Postdoc Service Award. For this award, nominees must be a current postdoc on EU or VMC. Nominees must have demonstrated sustained leadership skills for postdoc experience at Vanderbilt. They must have contributed in national and international societies relevant to their research field, engaged in scholarly research activities outside of regular lab responsibilities to advance science, and serve the community at large, including other mentoring activities. Finally, the Postdoc of the Year Award, which is sponsored by the Office of Postdoctoral Affairs. All current EU and VMC affiliated postdoc fellows, scholars, and trainees are eligible to be nominated. Nominees must demonstrate excellence in research, scholarship, or creative expression. Criteria which are considered include recent publications, publication contracts, and/or works of creative expression. Presentations are local, regional, national, and international conferences, awards and honors in recognition of excellence in research, scholarship, or creative expression. Service through committees and organizations, including teaching and volunteering, and mentoring within the lab school, including establishing or leading projects and initiatives. Each of these individuals should be commended for their commitment of our success. So with that, I want to turn it back over to the Vice President, Dr. Schultz.
Thanks again, this is Dr. Fairmont and Dr. Anderson. I encourage the postdocs here today as academic and scholarly leaders of our postdoc community to get involved in the upcoming VPA elections. Nominations are open through May 31st. Voting will occur in June, and then the board transition will happen. I would also like to thank the Postdoctoral Advisory Committee that's made up of PIs and faculty from all over campus. This committee meets regularly to ensure the postdoctoral community is well supported throughout Vanderbilt and through CUBC. All right, so while this is our third spring award ceremony, the postdoc awards have taken place annually for many years. And it's important for us to recognize the vast accomplishments of our postdoctoral community through their scholarship, mentorship, and service. Our postdoctoral community looks different today than it did several years ago. The population has grown and it's expanded into many different disciplines. As I mentioned in my opening, for example, we've seen the number of humanities postdocs grow due to the Collaborative Humanities Initiative through the National Endowment for Humanities Grant and the College of Arts and Science. We have also seen postdocs in the Divinity School and multiple places, sites, but didn't necessarily see. So I'm happy to announce that this year nominations were received for all of the awards that we were just told about from all areas of the campus representing the vast different disciplines which our postdocs are engaging in research. Finally, I would be remiss to leave out the important role that faculty mentors play in the postdoctoral experience. Our faculty mentors are the best in the country, and they play a crucial role in training our postdocs to move ahead in their careers. It's exciting for me to read about the great mentoring that is available to our postdocs at Vanderbilt, and I'm honored to recognize this group of postdocs and mentors today. All right, as I announce each recipient, I ask that they please join me at the front as I share some remarks about their nomination. Each of them will receive a great award for their achievement. The first award this afternoon is the Postdoctoral Mentor of the Year Award. As you just heard, postdocs who receive this award have demonstrated a great willingness to share their expertise. The BPA solicits nomination, and then the BPA executive board reviews and votes. This year's Postdoctoral Mentor of the Year recipient is Dr. Jacob Bell. Dr. Feldman is mentored by Dr. Tiffany Wojnarowski, Assistant Professor of Hearing and Speech Sciences, and Dr. Mark Wallace, the Louis B. McGavick Endowed Chair and Professor of Hearing and Speech. Dr. Feldman had 3 nominations submitted speaking to his broad mentorship. Descriptions of his mentorship include phrases such as consistently gone above and beyond to ensure my success, great attitude, uplifting attitude, as well as unparalleled compared to how others have invested their time and years. Here's one specific quote. Not only does Dr. Coleman foster student growth through his uplifting attitude, he leads by example. Dr. Coleman has been a vocal advocate for neurodiversity as long as I've known him. He has spent countless hours as a counselor in an equestrian camp that provides therapy to neurodiverse children. He spent a large portion of his time reading and keeping up to date with ever-changing terminology. Another nominee stated, Dr. Coleman is not only a very tolerable mentor, but he understands how to individualize his expertise and guidance for certain individuals and situations. Giving sensitive and constructive feedback is an area that Dr. Coleman especially excels in. If I listed all the expertise and advice that Dr. Coleman has shared with me, this letter would be pages long. Exclamation. He has guided me through the peer review process, which has resulted in my first authored publication, and another manuscript that was recently returned with highly positive peer reviews on the first round of conditions. Dr. Feldman has listened to every poster and talk I've presented and delivered feedback that is constructive and non-judgmental. During his postdoc, Dr. Feldman has directly mentored 3 undergraduate students, 2 completed honors during their senior years, 1 graduated with honors and went on to medical school at the University of Alabama. The other was offered admission to multiple graduate programs this spring. In addition to his work in the lab, Dr. Feldman is a foster care in Davidson County, specifically for children with disabilities. Throughout his time as a postdoc, he has fostered 14 children from both long and short-term places. His nomination describes him as selfless in the way that he conducts himself not only in the lab, but in his life as well. In addition to mentoring, Dr. Feldman's scholarly achievements as a clinician scientist are exceptional. He has 22 articles in peer-reviewed journals and 76 conference presentations. He has received the Warren Goodman Memorial Award for Best Poster Presentation in the Systems Neuroscience category by a postdoc at Vanderbilt Kennedy Center Science Day, and has been recognized as an American Speech Language Hearing Association Distinguished Early Career. He has also received a prestigious travel award focused on winter trips. The American Speech Language Hearing Association Convention Research Veteran Pair Travel. As you can imagine, nominations, there's much more that I could say about. He is an outstanding recipient for this year's postdoctoral leadership. Congratulations and thank you. All right, on to faculty mentor. Recipients of the Faculty Mentor of the Year Award must, of course, demonstrate their willingness to share their expertise and advice. The Faculty Mentor of the Year is Dr. Eric Stahl. Because I can't believe this. Accepting on his behalf is Dr. Reyes-Ruiz. Dr. Scar is the director of the Institute of Infection, Immunology, and Inflammation, the director of the Division of Molecular Pathogenesis. He earned the study of Good Pasture Chair in Pathology, Vice Chair for Research in the Department of Pathology, Microbiology, and Immunology, and a University Distinguished Professor of Pathology and Microbiology. Dr. Scar, as well as his postdoc, Dr. Valeria Reyes-Ruiz, are the founding members of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee within the Vanderbilt Institute for Infection, Immunology, and Dr. Reyes-Ruiz notes that Eric's mentorship has allowed her to achieve things in her career that she didn't think possible. Being co-founder of the DEI committee, she's constantly experiencing his commitment to promoting more inclusive diversity. The nominations for Dr. Scar included many statements from current and past postdoc who've gone on to incredible careers in academia and industry. I want to read a few of the statements from these nominations that describe his mentoring strategy and his support for his trainees. One said, "I'm confident to say that choosing Dr. Scar as my postdoctoral mentor was the best decision for my career, as it has positively impacted my decision to continue in academia and has given me an amazing postdoctoral experience." Another trainee goes on to say, "Dr. Scar is extremely well respected in our field and is therefore invited to contribute many literature reviews, guided talks, and editing opportunities. He is very generous about passing these opportunities on to trainees, allowing us to enrich our professional development and build resumes for our chosen leaders. Dr. Scar was extremely instrumental in me getting to my current position as a tenure track faculty member at an R1 campus." Another past trainee who was a tenure track, who was in a tenure track position, describes his ongoing mentorship. While in his lab, he provided a very personalized mentoring experience tailored to the individual goals of every lab member, and he never considers his mentoring duties done once a year. To this day, I still feel that I can turn to him for support when I need. Another one stated, "After leaving Dr. Scar's laboratory in the summer of 2018, I have since started my own laboratory. Each day, I try to emulate Eric, and I take the lessons I have learned from him as I build my team and foster positive, fun, and helpful culture in them. Dr. Scar's mentorship is visible along his past and current trainings based on the career placements and incredible fellowships related to each one." Congratulations to Dr. Scar. He's unable to join us today. So, thank you for All right, on to the postdoc service lead. Obviously, the postdoc service award goes to a postdoctoral fellow who has demonstrated sustained service to Vanderbilt through service and to the larger community. The first recipient of the postdoctoral service award goes to Dr. Elvira Abayi Mora. See, I'm learning, so you pick it up nice. Dr. Vadim Morel is a nationally founded humanities global scholar as part of the Collaborative Humanities Postdoctoral Fellowship Program. She is mentored by Dr. Jane Landers and Cornelius Vanderbilt Professor of History. During her time as a humanities global scholar, she has been engaged with others in her local scholarship cohort, as well as the Vanderbilt and national community. Along with other members of her board, she organized the Global Humanities Symposium, an upcoming film series focused on issues of race, gender, and the diaspora. She's scheduled to be one question and answer session following the Bongo Ita via Baku and all religious society. Over the past year, Dr. Vadim Morel has been working with Vanderbilt's Digital Humanities Center's digital collections group, which he learned the skills that helped her launch Canorta Latin America, known as CAL, a bilingual digital project to showcase artists' work through a community project she launched titled Hard to Define Communities Through Language and Text. Additional collaborations include the Curve Center, where she works on a new community engagement project exploring photography, literature, and creative writing and stand. She also translates tours and has lectured for exhibits at the Chris Art Museum, including one on Cuban art, another on Mexican muralists, and another on the Mexican artist. In addition to her service, Dr. Vadim Morel has gained multiple competitive research and grants to propel her from doctoral to postdoctoral. She is a scholar who has published her research in peer-reviewed journals and in edited books. She has also published her own book of short stories, poetry, and illustrations. She regularly presents work in both English and Spanish. Finally, she has been a guest lecturer in courses and received awards for distinction in teaching at Vanderbilt. Her love for teaching is apparent in her enthusiasm and effectiveness as a teacher. Congratulations. The second recipient of the Postdoctoral Service Award is our very own Dr. Jane. Dr. Vanderbilt is mentored by Dr. Nita Matter, Associate Director at the Vanderbilt Institute for Infection, Immunology, and Inflammation, and Assistant Professor. Dr. Vanderbilt, who served earlier on behalf of the BPA, is the current president. He began working with the BPA in 2021 as junior co-chair and helped create initiatives as postdoctoral returning to on-campus activities. Since then, he has become the president of the BPA, where his main goal has been to increase engagement to create a more vibrant postdoctoral community on campus. Dr. Vanderbilt also serves as chair of the Water and Electrolyte section of the American Physiological Society Training Advisory Committee. As chair, he connects undergraduate and graduate students, postdoc fellows, and early career investigators across a wide variety of fields. His committee promotes career development, fosters enthusiasm for the study of physiology. He has established a negative data symposium for trainees. He recently chaired a session titled Negative Data Among Hypotheses, Turning Limits into Lemonade at the American Physiology Society. Dr. Vanderbilt regularly participates in the peer review process, reviewing for several journals. He is an early career editorial fellow with the American Journal of Physiology, Renal Physiology, where he works with the journal editor to learn best practices from the journal and the editorial process. In the community, Dr. Vanderbilt is involved and teaches at Southern Irish Dance in spring. Here, he assumed the role of mentor and confidant, along with being a coach and a cheerleader while teaching Irish dance to children who perform locally, nationally, and internationally. He is also vice president for the National Irish Music School, a nonprofit organization promoting the education of Irish music. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Vanderbilt. All right, and our final award Postdoctoral Fellow of the Year. The Postdoctoral Fellow of the Year award recognizes a postdoctoral scholar who demonstrates excellence in research and scholarship. The nominee lists demonstrate excellence in several criteria, including publication, presentation, awards, honors, service. The Office of Postdoctoral Affairs solicited nominations from each faculty in each school, and the Postdoctoral Fellow Advisory Committee and the graduate school leadership team reviewed and voted on all. In addition to the engraved award, the Postdoctoral Fellow of the Year recipient receives a $500 cash. We had many incredible nomination packets this year for the postdoctoral. It was truly an honor to read through the amazing work done by our postdoc community. I often wonder when do they sleep, but it's just incredible. While all nominees were deserving of this award, one stood out overwhelmingly among their peers. This year's Postdoc of the Year recipient is Dr. Si-Ru Lee. Here, will be accepted by the.
And we're here on Zoom, if you can hear us.
Dr. Liu is supervised by Dr. Adam White, Director of the Vanderbilt Clinical Informatics Center and Professor of Biomedical Informatics. Dr. Liu has an interdisciplinary background in artificial intelligence and machine learning, biomedical and behavioral research, and clinical decision support that is integral to the Rights Lab's research goal of developing interventions in the electronic health record system to improve healthcare quality. Dr. Liu began working with Dr. Wright as an intern as an undergraduate. She then went on to complete her PhD in 3.5 years. After completing her doctoral work, she began her postdoc with Dr. Wright, working on predictive model development related to patient safety in hospitalized students. Through her graduate postdoc work, she has published 27 articles, including 11 as first author in prestigious journals such as the Journal of the American Medical Informatics Association and the Journal of Medical Internet Research. Out of these 10 articles were published in the last year alone, and she has 4 current articles in solutions. She had 23 presentations at academic conferences, including the 2022 AMIA Annual Symposium, which is the top biomedical informatics conference, and NEUROS, considered the most prestigious AI conference worldwide. She has also been invited to speak to national expert panels due to the innovation and importance. In addition to these incredible contributions to science, she has expanded her impact internationally by co-authoring 2 Chinese textbooks on biomedical informatics. In 2022, during her second year as a postdoc, Dr. Liu received a K99 award from the National Institutes of Health, National Libraries of Medicine on her first NIH submission. Further, due to the strict selection criteria by the NLM, Dr. Liu is the only person in the country to be awarded an NLM K99 in the last year. In addition to her K99, Dr. Liu was awarded 9 other awards and honors in 2022, including the American Association of University Women International Fellowship, Google Cloud Research Innovator, and the NCI Multi-Level Intervention Training Institute Scholar. He was named one of the 60 Google Cloud Research Innovators worldwide for her work with big data and healthcare, and selected into the NCI Multi-Level Intervention Institute, a competitive program where she worked with top researchers from across the U.S. to develop multi-level interventions targeting cancers. Dr. Liu is responsible for developing an explainable AI-informed multi-level intervention to promote shared decision-making in lung cancers. At VUNC, Dr. Liu developed an interpretable AI-based clinical decision support tool to predict ICU delirium, which involved developing an interpretable AI model. Collaborating with ICU clinicians to design the tool, implementing the tool in Epic EHR system, and evaluating its impact. The tool has received positive feedback from the clinicians and was completed in only 1 year. Additionally, Dr. Liu designed an innovative algorithm to identify patients eligible for lung cancer screening by integrating the structured and unstructured EHR data, increasing identification of patients eligible for lung cancer screening by 73.1%. In addition to her outstanding research, Dr. Liu is very active in service teaching and promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion in biomedical communities. She serves as a reviewer for 16 journals and 8 international conferences, and as a member of the scientific program committees for the AMIA 2023. He is an area chair for women in machine learning. At UMC, Dr. Liu is involved in the data access work group that serves as a physical builder responsible for developing and optimizing clinical decisions. He designed and taught a module about AI application and clinical decision support and serves as a mentor to junior research staff in biomedical. She's an active member of the AMIAs and the Department of Biomedical Informatics. She has been selected for the Women in AMIA Leadership Program to strengthen leadership skills as well as the steering committee, committed to providing opportunities for young women to enter the field of biomedical. Dr. Liu and the entire research group right now are presenting and attending the conference in Chicago. And so we accept the support on her behalf. Congratulations. So one more time, please help me do that. It's inspiring for us to see all the accomplishments that our postdocs are contributing to Vanderbilt in research, creative expression, service, and nature. As we close, I want to thank Faith Bishop, the real star of the show. Director of the Office of Postdoc Affairs, also Evans, Program and Communications Manager. I thank both of them for their work together to support here. Thank you to all of you who attended today, whether in this room or virtually. I hope you continue to celebrate our postdoc community's accomplishments throughout the year. There are a few ways to continue to celebrate our postdoc community and learn about their celebration. First, the celebration of Postdoc Appreciation Week, the week of September 18th and 23rd. We will be announcing the schedule as we get closer to that event. There's also the annual Postdoc Symposium, which will take place at the end of the year on Friday, November 17th. I'm excited to see the research presented at that symposium, and I hope to see you there. I now invite you to join us in the reading room for a reception. Thank you very much.
Don't let her freaking go back.